From being able to predict an NBA team's winning streak purely from sleep data,
I was 86% correct on accurately predicting when an NBA team will be at highest risk of losing strictly based on the sleep.
to preventing this man from having a stroke by correcting his posture.
Blood flow from my brain were restricted because of bad posture.
Here are 50 universal facts every health expert agree on, starting with caloric restriction.
Does caloric restriction extend life?
Caloric restriction is one of the best scientific ways to have positive aging effects.
And you can see the flies on diet restriction for about 30 days are way more active than the flies that are being on a rich diet.
So the question becomes, how many calories should we eat each day?
So the recommended daily allowance for someone like me is around 2,500 calories a day. I eat 2,000, so about 500 calories less.
However, calorie restriction only works if you avoid unhealthy foods and get proper macro and micronutrients, which brings us to the second universal fact: get your omega-3 fatty acids.
So people that had the high omega-3 index had a 5-year increased life expectancy compared to people with the low.
The most shocking part, though, is that having a low omega-3 index is actually worse than smoking cigarettes.
But then when he looked at people that smoked but had a high omega-3 index, either they were eating a lot of fish or supplementing, they had the same life expectancy as people with low omega-3 but didn't smoke.
However, trying to get omega-3s from the wrong source can do more harm than good.
The other thing to worry about with fish oils is contamination with heavy metals.
Therefore, the most effective way to get our omega-3s is to eat
Wild-caught salmon, grass-fed animal products, cheese, yogurt.
Number 3, high VO2 max.
Your VO2 max is one of the most significant predictors of all-cause mortality that we know of.
I'm really proud of my 58.7 VO2 max score.
So how do we improve our VO2 max? Peter Attia does
4 hours of zone 2 a week with one sort of higher intensity workout that's geared towards VO2 max a week.
while Brian Johnson does
I'll warm up with the row machine and then jump to the elliptical for the high intensity intervals for VO2 max training.
Number 4, sleep.
Yeah, nothing is more important in life to me than sleep.
If you restrict sleep from a rat for just 2 weeks, it'll develop type 2 diabetes. It's that important.
Everything that can go wrong in the human body goes wrong when you are sleep deprived.
However, every health expert also says
What makes a difference to me is not the amount of hours, but the quality, the depth, and the deep sleep is what'll do it.
So how do we improve it?
Try to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day. Give yourself about 8 hours to be in bed. Make the room as dark as possible, as cold as possible, and detach yourself from anything stimulating, especially kind of upsetting, which is, work, social media, that kind of stuff, for 2 hours before bed, and try to not eat or drink any alcohol for 3 hours before bed.
Number 5, stress reduction.
High stress suppresses our immune system in a number of ways.
But the biggest problem with stress is that it is so hard to measure. So what do we do?
It's not so much stress as a factor, it's your reaction to the stress. There you go. Is the factor.
Therefore, the more you're stressed, implement great sleep, meditation, and breath work. Number 6, good posture. Good posture allows lung expansion and oxygen intake. However, we end up having bad posture for one of 2 reasons: forward head and rounded shoulders. Do these 2 exercises 1 minute a day and you'll be able to fix it. First, to fix your rounded shoulders,
You want to have your elbows back, your shoulders like this position, weights in your hand. You want to bring your shoulders up and out.
then to fix your forward head,
Hands on the forehead with some light pressure, and then you're moving your head up ever so slightly.
Number 7, nasal breathing. Nasal breathing enhances oxygen efficiency and lung capacity. To implement this to your life,
Putting medical tape on the mouth is one way that people can learn to nasal breathe during sleep and can greatly offset a lot of sleep apnea, snoring, and sleep-related issues.
this is true because I completely eliminated my snoring by following this protocol. Number 8, social connections.
Not just happy because we enjoy interacting with somebody, but that give us a savings, that give us the kind of resources, literally metabolic and neurochemical resources that make us feel more capable and give us a sense of elevated mood and improved mental health.
However, the wrong social interaction will do us more harm than good.
Right? Certain types of social interactions with certain people or groups of people just make us feel taxed. It makes us feel stressed. It leads to negative affect, that is, not good feelings or emotions, and often elevated levels of autonomic arousal that leave us ruminating and leave us having challenges with sleep. We really should all strive to limit those interactions to the extent that we can.
Personally, the most effective way I've learned to get healthy social interaction is to become the person you want to be around with. For instance, if my goal is to surround myself with positive people, I need to be genuinely positive first. Then no matter who the person is, we can all have positive interactions. Which brings us to the next universal fact, mental health. Many doctors say the mind and body are deeply interconnected. Poor mental health such as chronic stress, anxiety, or depression leads to weakened immune system and increases inflammation and increasing your chance for getting a heart attack. So here's what Peter Attia does for his mental health.
Therapy, which I do at least one session a week, sometimes two, plus journaling and doing something called dialectical behavioral therapy.
This leads to the next fact, sunlight in the morning.
Basically, what you want to do is get as much bright light as you safely can in your eyes all day long, and then as little bright light in your eyes as you can between the hours of about 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. for reasons we can discuss.
Even Brian Johnson, who avoids the sun because of UV, agrees morning sun is crucial.
I'll use this device. It helps set circadian rhythm. It improves sleep.
While getting sun is important, every health expert will agree that UV radiation is bad. While getting sunlight improves your mood and get your circadian rhythm in check, too much UV exposure will lead to sunburn and skin cancer.
But really, sun causes damage. It ages your skin, it makes you look older, so you don't want that.
Therefore, avoid the sun during peak hours from 12 to 3 p.m. where UV index is high. Number 12, avoid smoking.
It is no secret that smoking is bad for you, but smoking kills 480,000 Americans a year, and not just from lung cancer. Cigarettes are now linked to diseases and conditions like diabetes, arthritis, and even erectile dysfunction.
But what's equally bad, and every health expert will agree on, is no alcohol.
Everyone should just know the health risks.
There's no safe level of alcohol.
While smoking and alcohol are known to be harmful, the next fact is less obvious but just as damaging to our health. Sugar.
A high amount of added sugar, is significantly associated with 45 negative health effects, ranging from diabetes to asthma, depression, stroke, heart attack, gout, hypertension, dementia, cancer, and early death.
But not only that, sugar gives a huge negative impact on our next point, which is good oral health. Believe it or not, oral health is linked to overall longevity because it impacts our heart health and inflammation.
Oral health, including the oral microbiome, the health of your palate, your tonsils, indeed the entire oral cavity, is an extremely important component of general bodily health.
Therefore, get into the habit of brushing, flossing, and visiting the dentist regularly. This leads to the next point, maintain good hygiene because it helps prevent the spread of disease, infections, and illness. Not only you should wash regularly, but get into the habit of sanitizing your environment. While hygiene and hygienic environment is important, there's one thing most people do not take into consideration, which is the next point, air quality. Bad air quality impacts your immune system and impacts developmental issues for children, leading to premature deaths. Therefore, ventilate your home often and use a dehumidifier as high humidity can increase the growth of mold and dust mites, and have some houseplants or an air purifier. While air quality impacts our health and productivity, the next point, which is using good ergonomics, is equally important, especially for desk workers. Fix this by using a standing desk, standing mat, and an ergonomic chair where it will help you maintain good posture. The optimal posture when doing desk work is to have 90-degree elbows with the desk, and top of the monitor should be aligned with the eye at all times. While ergonomics maintains your posture, having strong muscles and bone, which is our next universal fact, is even more important. Implement this by doing resistance training and weight training. However, to build muscle, the next point is get adequate protein intake because protein will help you grow your muscle mass and bone health. I eat about 150 grams of protein a day at 150 pounds, while Peter Attia gets
40 to 50 grams of protein 4 times a day.
Number 21, eye health. Every doctor will agree eye health is important. Implement the 20-20-20 rule where for every 20 minutes of screen time, you should take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. Number 22, get vitamin D. Vitamin Ds are essential, but rather hard to get sufficient amounts from foods. therefore supplement them. This will support immune function and bone health. Number 23, avoid chronic inflammation, because inflammation is the cause for diseases like arthritis, cancer, and heart attacks. By avoiding sugar, processed foods, and exercising, you won't really have to worry about it. Number 24, polyphenols. Polyphenols combat aging and reduce oxidative stress. You can get them from berries, dark chocolates, and extra virgin olive oil. Number 25, antioxidants. This also combats oxidative stress and protects cell damage. It's also found in berries, nuts, and leafy greens. Number 26, high fiber diets. This will promote your gut health and reduce your disease risk. Eating whole grains, vegetables, legumes, and fruits will help you fulfill your daily fiber intake. Number 27, avoiding processed foods. Oftentimes people think about the chemicals and ingredients, but on top of that, processed foods will contain heavy metals since they're processed in factories that's made out of steel. Number 28, hydration. Hydration is essential for health, but drinking the right type of water is also important. Luckily, I have this video for you, so go check it out. Number 29, healthy gut microbiome. This not only impacts longevity, but healthy gut improves digestion, immunity, and brain health. Implemented by eating fermented foods and diverse plant-based fibers. Number 30, cognitive stimulation. Just because your heart is healthy won't mean your brain will stay healthy. Implement cognitive stimulation by constant activities like learning, sports, or working on projects you're passionate about. Number 31, gene therapy.
If you look at the best performing lifespan studies, they're gene therapies, they're cell therapies. But we never got comfortable that it was safe, because when you do a gene therapy, it's delivered via what's called an AAV, which just means when you put it in the body, you can't turn it off.
While this is the most promising area, we are still at the experimental stage. Number 32, stretching. Stretching improves blood circulation, prevents injuries, and enhances posture and coordination. Number 33, magnesium. Sufficient magnesium intake supports 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including muscles and nerve function. Eat leafy greens, nuts, seeds to get your magnesiums in. Number 34, avoid microplastics. While eating healthy food is great, avoid BPA and PFAS products. Use wooden chopping boards and glassware products, and avoid using plastic at all costs. Number 35, grip strength. Maintaining strong grip strength correlates with overall longevity and physical health. Hanging on a pull-up bar is known to improve your grip strength. Number 36, limit screen time. Set daily screen time limits, take breaks every 20 minutes, and avoid screen time before bed. Number 37, taking regular brain breaks. Follow the 50-10 rule, where you work for 50 minutes and take a 10-minute break. It is important to note that this break is not a time where you look at your phone, but rather letting your brain take a break. Number 38, avoid loud music, especially with headphones. Number 39, avoid excess salt. Limiting sodium intake helps maintaining healthy blood pressures. Replace processed foods with whole foods and use herbs or spice to flavor your meals instead of salt. Number 40, breathwork. Breathwork allows you to train your blood to go to your brain and often reduces stress. Number 41, wash your vegetables. While vegetables are healthy, a lot are sprayed with pesticides. So be sure to wash them in water and vinegar for 10 minutes before eating. Number 42, avoid processed oils. Oils like trans fats are linked to heart disease and inflammation. Use healthier oils like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oils, or coconut oil. Number 43, avoid microwaves. Microwaves degrades our nutrients. Use stovetops or ovens when you're cooking. Number 44, selenium. Eating more foods rich in selenium supports thyroid health and reduces inflammation. Eat Brazil nuts, fish, and eggs. Number 45, potassium. Potassium regulates fluid balance, support heart and muscle function, and helps lower your blood pressure. Number 46, spend time in nature. Nature is known to improve your mood and enhances your physical health. Number 47, choose grass-fed meat over grain-fed meat. Grass-fed meat has a better omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, meaning it's not as inflammatory as the grain-fed meats. Number 48, avoid overcooked food. Overcooking your food destroys nutrients but also forms harmful compounds like acrylamide linked to cancer. Number 49, have a wind-down routine before going to bed. Our brain needs time to transition between periods to be able to shut down our brain. Number 50, stay cheerful, and I'll see you next week.